There's so much discourse about whether or not Glee should have a reboot, especially now with Leah on Broadway and Jess. I love Jess. Darren winning a Tony for Maybe Happy Ending, and people thinking that in this political climate that we are in, that a Glee boot is necessary. I don't, and here's why. Glee worked because of its time. Today, the whole premise of the show would get thrown out the window. While the core of it is still amazing, 75% of the nitty-gritty of the show is severely inappropriate and unacceptable. Those jokes today would simply just get scrapped. And I am looking at you, Tina Blaine Vapor Rape. Glee was really unhinged, satirical, and low-key kind of crazy, even for that time period, supposedly. I mean, what do I know? I was like 4 in 2009. In today's political landscape, a show like that would absolutely never work in the same way that it did in 2009. You can't say lines like,
Mercedes is black, I'm gay, we make culture.
Go on.
What? That's crazy. Even without the extremely unhinged one-liners, Exhibit A, many of Glee's full plot lines would not fly well today. Let's look at season 1's Kurt being in love with Finn storyline. This storyline wouldn't even be thought of today. And don't even get me started on the Mr. Shoe of it all. That man would not exist. Glee existed in a time of the very early internet where people weren't canceled for breathing. Glee existed before streaming and before viral ability. Is that even a word? Specific scenes on a loop on the internet. People nowadays know things simply from TikTok trend. Like when I saw Death Becomes Her on Broadway and Helen came out and said that was rude. I knew it from a TikTok trend and did not even know that it was from the musical, that I was literally sitting in the Lunt Fontaine watching. Another reason why Glee wouldn't work today is budget and filming schedules. 12 seasons, 22 episodes, 45 minutes each just isn't the landscape that TV is created with anymore. This is a thing of the past, unfortunately. And I do hope that we can bring it back, but not today. They had to do choreography, music studio work, filming, and they had all those kids in like all of those scenes. It was crazy, which is a huge reason as to why it worked so well, because one of my favorite things about Glee is the fact that all the kids are always in the choir room, even whenever they don't have lines. But that's just not something that would happen today. And all of those schedules that the Glee cast was doing wouldn't go about very well today. Today, one season of television takes 2 to 3 years to complete, and it's usually like 8 to 12 episodes if you're lucky, at under 1 hour each, which I'm really happy for the cast and the crew's ability to take their time to perfect the series, but I do feel like it's ruining TV. I miss filler episodes, bring them back. What would happen if a Glee boot did happen? You would let it die. TV shows don't last today like they used to. A good phenomenon TV series now gets 2 to 3 seasons. Look at The Summer I Turned Pretty. That thing was a huge phenomenon. 3 seasons and a movie. That's it. Especially when you consider musical TV. Look at the more recent musical TV shows. Julie and the Phantom, Smash, High School Musical series, Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, and so many more. I think we're getting close to a mainstream musical resurrection, especially with the popularity of Wicked, but I still don't think we're quite there because Wicked Part 2 did not hit those numbers that Wicked Part 1 did. And I'm interested to see how Merrily We Roll Along does when it comes out in 1800 years. If you were to do a Glee boot, you'd have to get some serious cameos from the cast, and that would be so difficult. I just can't imagine Jane Lynch and Matthew Morrison and Leah Michele would all want to come back to do a cameo. They would have to. You'd have to have Ryan Murphy, Brad Falchuk, and Ian Brennan to be on board. You only need like 2 mainish characters from the original series to come on as not just cameos. I think Heather Morris and Kevin McHale would be the 2 best ones to get for that. Have Kevin be the singing teacher because he would love it, and then Brittany can be the Cheerios coach. You'd also have to find a way to pay tribute to Naya and Corey without it feeling disingenuous, which would be really difficult, and I don't even know how you would even begin to tackle that, so good luck to whoever tries to do that. But you also don't want it to ruin how they felt in the original series, so would you just have Naya be off somewhere? Because if you're going to have Brittany there, how are you going to have Santana? There's just so many things that would be going on. As for the bulk of it, you'd have to find the right amount of new and old talent, because in today's day and age, a lot of shows are just casted because these people are famous. And because of the financial landscape, especially for musicals, that I have been doing some serious research into, it makes total sense, but Glee worked because all the stars were brand new. So you'd have to get very good, famous actors, singers for some of the roles. And I can't get Rachel Ziegler out of my head to do it. She's so talented, and I feel like she would be a perfect reboot Rachel Berry. And I know that I wouldn't really want a reboot of Rachel Berry, but she would be the best reboot of a Rachel Berry. I'm just throwing that out there. And then using some new emerging talent to balance that out. And those are my thoughts on why Glee should not have a reboot.